What's up guys, so in this video we're learning how to play Cumulus by Paul Davids, my favorite YouTube guitarist, and you might also know it as the battle between two of the greatest guitarists on YouTube, Pauly D versus Sammy G. But let's jump into the tutorial. Hey guys, my name is DiDio, and in this video, we're talking about how to play Paul Davids' version of the melody that both Pauly G and Sammy G created. It's a very interesting video, so if you'd like to check out Paul Davids, I'll link it up right there, and I'll link both up in the description below so you can check them both out. But if you've never met me before, and if this is your first time on this channel, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I aim to bring fun, family-friendly videos here on YouTube, guitar tutorials, music theory lessons, product reviews, and even vlogs here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, ding the little bell to get notified, comment if you have any questions, and like this video, and also share it with your friends if you think they'd be interested in learning it too. But let's jump into the things we need to learn first before we jump into the rhythm section. Okay, so if you've been trying to play with Paul Davids in his video, then you might think, why does mine sound way off? What am I not doing right? Well, he has some effects kind of like what I added to the beginning of this video. He had some effects on his guitar that made it kind of sound old, kind of like a record, if the record was slowing down a little bit and then picking up speed again and slowing down and picking up speed. And I'm just using a jet flanger on the line 6 amplifier, Spider 5 line 6 amplifier. Just a jet flanger, not too much, just a little bit. That kind of makes it wavy in its tone. But if you'd like to get that, you don't have to use that effect if you don't want to, especially if you're playing the song in front of other people. You can. This is mostly just for recording, just to add that kind of hip-hop vibe, so you don't have to do it, but that might answer your question, why have I been sounding weird while playing with it? Now in this video, we'll be learning the first half, not the bridge just yet, but if you would like me to do a video on the bridge, let me know in the comments section below. I won't do it until I get enough people. Let me know in the comments section below. So let me know if you really want me to do the bridge part, but first I'm just doing this, and maybe in the future I'll do a bridge. So make sure you subscribe, again, ding the little bell to get notified, but we're just playing the first main part along with the little turnaround that he added in there with the melody. And it is really a beautiful song. If you haven't listened to it yet, I really recommend listening to it. It's a really great challenge for all guitarists, especially if you want to get into finger picking, because this isn't using a pick. Now, if you just got scared and like, no finger picking, I don't want, no, nothing to do with finger picking, don't leave the video still, because this is a great kind of intro to finger picking. If you practice a lot, it will really get your finger picking down for going across different notes with your thumb and with your other fingers. So very beginner focused in this video, but really for all levels of guitarists. So make sure you continue watching for the rest of the content, but let's jump into the how-to section of this video. Alright guys, so we're starting off with kind of a slide and then kind of a pull-off. I don't know, that might not make a whole lot of sense right now. Actually, let me turn off the jet flanger before I get into the tutorial. There we go, we're back. Okay, so our first finger is kind of barring on these two strings, the D and the G string on the 3rd fret. And then our second finger is playing the 4th finger on the G string. Now you might be asking, why is our first finger barring if our second finger is already on that string? That's because of the next note we're going to be playing. So, see how we're sliding up to the 5th fret with our first finger, and then our second finger comes completely off. So that's why I said kind of a slide and then pull off. And then we're going to take our 3rd finger up to the 7th fret of the G string. We're going to hit that again, but then we're going to do a slide up to the 9th fret of the G string. So what this sounds like so far is like this. See, it's a quick one hit and then a quick slide up to the 9th fret of the G string. And then once we get there, we're bringing our second finger to the 8th fret of the B string. And then we're hitting the 9th fret on the G string again. And kind of while we're doing this, this first section is used with our thumb over the 8th fret of the low E string. because we're kind of in the key of, because we're on the C chord right now, so. And you can use your thumb, or you can use, and you can use your thumb, or you can use your first finger, whichever. I find that it's easier to use my thumb because of the next F chord that we're going to. So far what we have sounds like this. Right before we hit that note on the 8th fret of the B string, we hit that C note with our thumb. And then we hit the note on the 9th fret of the G string with our 3rd finger. But that's where we switch chords. So let me demonstrate how this works. So you kind of see how that worked? After we hit that one note up there, that's when we switch. So that next section is like this. So we're on this F. Now, the F major 7 chord usually doesn't have your first finger barring, just because there's no need of it. But for this one, we're going to bar our first finger across the 7th fret of the G, D, and B strings. Now, those are the strings that are already occupied with these other fingers, but because we'll be doing a hammer-on and pull-off with our 4th finger, that makes it a little easier to hit that note. So that's kind of fun to do. So we're doing a hammer on and then pull off with our pinky. And we're doing kind of a walk down with our first finger on the G string and the D string. From the 5th fret down to the 4th fret. And once we get down to that 4th fret, you can kind of hit the low E string if you'd like, or right at the same time. Just not too hard, or else it'll kind of overpower it a little bit. And if you notice, Paul Davis doesn't hit it very hard either. It's just a small little tap that makes it worthwhile. That next part is, after we're kind of on that E9 section, we're taking our first finger from the 5th fret of the D and the G strings, sliding up to the 7th fret, and then we're coming back down to the 5th fret, but this time our first finger is barred against the 5th fret of the G and the B string. And then we're doing another little chord here. It almost resembles an A minor 7. And you can hit the A string in this, but I don't really recommend doing that. It's a little redundant, if you know what I mean. It can be used, but it might seem a little bit busy if you do use it. But this chord is just basically, and it can be played several different ways. I mean, you can even use your thumb if you'd like, and keep the barred shape. Sometimes I do that with our first finger barred across the 5th fret of the D and the G string, and then our thumb on the 5th fret of the low E string. Or you can play it like this with our second finger on the 5th fret of the E string, and then our 3rd and 4th finger on the 5th fret of the D and G string. And that's like coming back to our home base here, so. Now real quick, let's play through it kind of slow, just so that way it can give you a chance to play along with me. But remember, throughout all of these videos, you can always slow the video down, and here's how you do it. You click the 3 little dots, whether you're on your phone or your computer, it'd be below, but the 3 little dots, click playback speed, or the little settings bar on the computer, I'm not exactly sure. And then you click playback speed, and then you literally slow the video down, so that way I start talking a lot slower, and it sounds really funny. But let's jump back into the solo. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's as far as we have gotten so far. So let's get on to the next part, which is kind of the turnaround. Now you find that in between these little sections, Paul Davis says a couple different things, and he changes up a lot of these things throughout the song, and you can just listen for that and change along with him, see if you can figure it out by ear. That's a good ear training exercise. But kind of the main thing that he's been doing in between these licks is like that. So we're using kind of our first and third finger on the third and fifth fret of the B string. So that's like, you can use a hammer-on or you can hit it individually, but I recommend a hammer-on. See how that went right into it? So that's a really nice in-between little lick that you can do. But after he does that, he goes back to that 5th fret with our first finger barred across the 5th fret of the D and the G string. And then kind of does a slide up from the 7th fret of the B string with our 3rd finger to the 7th fret. Yeah, I just said 7th fret. To the 9th fret of the B string. You hit that twice. And then you hit it again and slide up to the 10th fret and hit that note. And then you come down here to the D string with our 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the D string, and then do a hammer-on, or you can do a slide up, but I think he does a hammer-on there, with our 3rd finger to the 10th fret of the D string. Come back down to the 9th fret with the 2nd finger, and then you can do a slide on or just hit it with your slide down or just hit it with your 1st finger. Slide down to the 7th fret. Hit that again, and then he does open chords as an ending. You can do bar chords if you'd like, since you're already up here. So let me play through that section real quick just to give you an idea of what you might want to do. That's what it's like with bar chords. Basically, you're going to an A minor 7-ish chord to an E minor 7-ish chord again. Maybe like with your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, or you can even do and then go back to the A minor. And what I just did there was with the 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. But let's go ahead and play through the whole thing kind of slow to give you a chance to play along with me. And again, you can always slow me down if you want to. But let's go ahead and do it. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Now remember, he kind of changes it up a little bit, so this isn't exactly how he does it through the entire song. But you can always go in, do some good ear training there, and figure out what he's playing. Again, the links to the video are in the description, along with a lot of other cool stuff that you might want to check out too. So go and check out the description below. Also, throughout the song you notice he's kind of doing a little swing and then back to straight beat again, which he does a little bit of an explanation of that in his own video. So if you'd like to check out his explanation, that's in the description below, as well as everything else. So you can go down there and look at that. Again, let me know in the comments if you want me to do the bridge section of this song, if you want me to do a tutorial on it, and I'll get right to it over the next few weeks or so. So let me know in the description below. Also, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any concerns, whatever it might be, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, subscribe, ding the little bell to get notified, comment if you have any questions, like this video, and share it with your friends. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye.